So the Chauvin trial reached its verdict yesterday. It didn't take too long for the jurors to come to a conclusion there.
Yeah, surprisingly
that was
quick.
wild.
Yeah, Chauvin was charged on all counts: second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. You know, for a lot of people, including a lot of people here in the office, that came as a huge surprise.
Absolutely.
It seems like definitionally, second-degree manslaughter is what he was probably guilty
Right.
of. But, you know, nonetheless, the jury found he was guilty on all counts. And it seemed for some that this was, you know, a big victory for, you know, social justice and racial equality and all of that. But it wasn't even an hour. It was just a few minutes after the verdict came in. You started to have all of these politicians and all of these activists say, hey, guys, calm down. We have not gotten equality. This is not enough. In fact, this is not even justice.
It's almost like they were upset that they didn't have a reason to go riot and loot and burn things down.
Exactly. And, you know, this is especially coming from some of the more far-left politicians, like Bernie Sanders, for example. And we have some tweets from Bernie that we're going to pull
Uncle
up.
Bernie.
Here's the first one. Bernie says, the jury's verdict delivers accountability for Derek Chauvin, but not justice for George Floyd. Real justice for him and too many others can only happen when we build a nation that fundamentally respects the human dignity of every person. And then he goes on from there in this second tweet we're going to pull up for you. The trauma and tragedy of George Floyd's murder must never leave us. It was a manifestation of a system that callously devalues the lives of black people. Our struggle now is about justice. Not justice on paper, but real justice in which all Americans live their lives free of oppression. We must boldly root out the cancer of systemic racism and police violence against people of color. So enough is never going to be enough for them. You know, they probably overcharged Chauvin and got the verdict. They got him convicted of those charges. That wasn't enough. You know, Bernie says all of this. AOC was talking about it as well, and she said, I don't want this moment to be framed as the system working. That's what she said.
Boy.
But
go ahead.
Go ahead, Jimmy.
I was going to say, I almost agree with her on that part because
That's a
there's
good
no
point.
way you can possibly say that this was a fair trial for Chauvin. And I don't think Chauvin's some great guy or what his actions did were good.
No.
But I don't think anyone can say that there was a fair trial, that the justice system actually worked correctly here. Because of the rhetoric of BLM and Maxine Waters and Joe Biden leading up to the trial. There's no way.
I certainly wasn't, you know, weeping over Chauvin
Right.
getting that extra verdict.
Yeah.
Clearly, he acted maliciously in a lot of ways. But it's probably not justice for exactly the reasons you said. They probably didn't get the right verdict. And, you know, no matter... They're not going to be happy until all police are convicted of something. Like until that point, because they've charged all police with racism.
You know, I'd actually
ahead.
disagree with you. I don't think even that would be enough. So, you know, we actually talked about this a bit beforehand, Mike, just on Slack. But the idea that, actually, I don't know if it was you, but either way, the left's entire grift, the far left's grift, is being aggrieved. That's the essence of their grift. If you want to distill everything they believe down to one sentence, they are aggrieved. That's their grift. And that is really a genius bit of propaganda. That's one of those, you know, if you're just constantly aggrieved, you can't take satisfaction from even getting what you want, because now you want more. And, you know, that's why, you know, we've had discussions in the newsroom about how giving the left an inch is just the dumbest idea ever, because it'll never, ever, ever satiate their appetite for, you know, justice.
Right.
Yeah.